YouTube, what up? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos, and if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I guess we could say summer is over, right? I mean, we're rolling into the fall here, but today I'm sharing with you part 2 of my summer recent pickups video. So I'm going to be going over all the gaming related things that I picked up throughout July and August. Let's get right into it, y'all. I do want to share a piece of hardware that I picked up, a rather beefy purchase. And it was a little impulsive, but in my head, it just all made sense. So what I impulsively ordered, all right, and it came rather quick. It's the Steam Deck OLED. This is the 512 gigabyte model. I was gonna go for the terabyte, but it's not that serious, y'all. But I did get an OLED. I previously had an LCD model, like the bottom of the barrel. And after playing for several months my Steam Deck, over the past several months, I noticed we're gonna have to beef this up a bit. We're gonna have to get this right. So after selling some things on Mercari and, not really having to dig in my pocket, I thought, why not go with the Steam Deck OLED? And I love it so far. You can definitely tell the difference. I think the screen looks fantastic. I'm a sucker for an OLED screen, right? So everything looks fantastic on this Steam Deck, and I have a way more memory than what I had before if you include my micro SD card that I stuck in there from my OG Steam Deck. So my Steam Deck OG, like I said, I sold it. Someone else is enjoying it, and I'm glad because I'm enjoying this. These are the games I'm going to be chit-chatting about, y'all. Not all of them because I haven't had a chance to play all these games yet, but we're going to talk about some of these games. I have a nice little selection of Switch and PS5 games. So let's start off with the PS5 games here. First up, let's talk about Mafia: The Old Country. I've played through and completed this game, played majority of it on Switch, and I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoy the Mafia games. For what they're worth, I really do have fun with them. This one, though, seem like more or less of a more narrative. I feel like, I guess all of them are definitely focused on the narrative, but there's no real open world in this game, which I was okay with. This was like a linear, for the most part, a linear narrative focused game, which was actually pretty good. I enjoyed the characters and where the story went. And just, going back to the early 1900s in Sicily and all the drama that ensued during this like 15 to 20 hours that I put into the game. I definitely got Uncharted vibes, early Uncharted, like the very first Uncharted gameplay. The gameplay very much felt like that with this game. So yeah, if you're looking for a guided, like cinematic experience, this is definitely a good time and a good option, to be honest with you. I haven't played the rest of these PlayStation 5 games, but we're going to chit chat about them for a little bit here. First up is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. You guys, I spoke about this videos months ago. When it initially released, I played a bit of it on Game Pass. And when I say a bit, I want to say like 2 hours of it. And totally got sidetracked by something else that I was playing on Game Pass. But I did want to show support, which I typically do if I really enjoy a game and there's a physical version. I usually like to wait for a sale, but that wasn't going to be the case with this. I went ahead and got the PlayStation 5 copy. This is a great looking game. The narrative really seems to be there. Again, only played 2 hours of it, but for me, the takeaway is definitely the gameplay. And I feel like I really don't need to say much about this turn-based game in a sense, because you guys already know this is a lot of people's game of the year, right? But I definitely want to dig deeper into this now that I have it on the PlayStation 5. Also for the PlayStation 5, I picked up RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business, which is the follow-up to RoboCop Rogue City. I played Rogue City earlier this year and had an absolute blast with it. I had so much fun with Rogue City. That was another game that I played the majority of it on stream, and we were just having a ball. So I definitely felt like I needed to support Off the Break and play and purchase this game, which I will be playing rather soon. I don't know the whole premise to this game, but if it's anything like the first one, which was super cheesy, super 80s. It just was a great time. And if this is anywhere close to that, I'm sure I will have a blast with it. The last PlayStation 5 game that I'm going to share with you guys, I actually got back in August. GameStop was having a sale. And so I went ahead and got this game pre-owned. I took a little risk in order to pre-own game, a used game on GameStop, and then a Switch game was on sale as well, but that's new, and I'll show you that in a second. But this PlayStation 5 used game that I got from GameStop is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. I've heard good things about this game. I've never really gotten deep into the Star Ocean games, right? I don't think I've played over like 5 hours of any Star Ocean game, right? Which is really weird. This is an action RPG, and it looks like, fast combat. Looks like it's right up my alley. Colorful. Not quite sure what the story is all about, but I definitely want to dig into this one and see if it's going to be my jam. I don't have a problem, if I can't get into it, then off it goes. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't expensive at all. Pre-owned, it was $19. Actually, it was like $18.99. So yeah, I've heard people say good things about it. Just need to take out the time out to try it. Let's get into these Switch games, guys. I told you that I ordered 2 games from that GameStop sale, and the second game that I got for $25 was The Thing Remastered. I've had my eye on this game. I honestly have. I was waiting for a sale for this game just because I initially played it on the OG Xbox back in the day. And from what I can remember, I actually enjoyed it. Now, I can't remember if I played through the entire thing, but I know for a fact I played it and I was a little creeped out about it, just like I was with the movie, right? This takes place, I can't remember if it takes place after the movie or before the movie or coincides with the movie. Regardless, if y'all have seen The Thing, you know what's up. Since this is a remaster, it does have better lighting and textures, quality of life improvements with the controls. So that's good to know, especially considering the fact that I'm playing this on the Switch. I'm sure it runs fine, handheld mode. But yeah, I'm excited to revisit this and hopefully make it through the entire game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. I got this on the Nintendo Switch just because I got it from Target, and that local Target that I went to didn't have the Switch 2 version. And I wasn't going to be picky because I had a Target gift card, y'all. So I went ahead and got the Switch version, and I've been playing on my Switch 2, just like all the other Switch games I'm going to share with you, right? Or every other Switch game that I've been playing. On the PlayStation 2, I did play Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 3, but I never played 4. So 4 is going to be a brand new experience for me. I have played this on the Switch. It runs fine. Load times are definitely present. All right. There's definitely some load, some time that you're waiting for those the levels to load, right? But it's not a deal breaker for me. These games are super fun to have on the go, just because they're easy to pick up and play. They're fantastic, skateboarding games. Everyone will tell you that, right? They're a good time. I'm no pro at the game, but I do enjoy skating around levels and trying to do as many of the little missions that I possibly can. The cool thing that I do remember, when I was playing this game was the fact that seems like you have a longer amount of time to get missions done. That seemed to always be my problem back in the day, is that you had like a minute or so to finish a mission, and it was so hard to do, So they seem to kind of make it a little bit more accessible for people like me that aren't good at Tony Hawk games, but I can feel like I'm doing something. Yeah, good soundtrack. It's a good time. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. This is the deluxe version. Finally got my hands on a physical copy. I wanted to purchase this game when it was released digitally on the eShop. I think it was back in March, but I knew a physical copy was coming and I held off, and I wanted to hold off for a sale. And I got this during Prime Day for $25. Now, I don't know much about Hello Kitty, I had no clue that Hello Kitty had a whole, entourage behind her in this whole universe. But I definitely found out quickly when I started playing this game. There's a lot going on in the Hello Kitty universe, okay? This is definitely giving Animal Crossing vibes for the most part. It's very similar to something like Animal Crossing, but I feel like there's definitely a lot more there. For me, I have to get used to this game is focused more or less on building relationships with characters, right? With the characters in the Hello Kitty universe, okay? So you have to gift people or characters, you have to gift them things in order for them to gain hearts for you. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it works. That's the way it works, right? And with these types of games, the comfy, cozy, chill games, I typically don't focus in on the relationship aspect of those games. So this definitely makes me look at things differently and play the game differently because in order to progress, you need to build those relationships. This is a good time though. It's cute, it's cozy. You got a whole world there, a whole island at your disposal. There's some mystery in there, but you're basically like exploring this island, chit-chatting with friends, helping folks out with anything that they need, any little side quests, going and fetching something and bringing it back. It definitely is a good time and it looks beautiful. I love the look of this game. Discounty, all right? I beat this game not too long ago and boy, I tell you, I had a time with this one. This is essentially another like cozy, chill game, but it adds in some management to it, right? Because you move into this town and you basically are running this grocery store, so you have to stock the grocery store, purchase items, stock the shelves. Eventually you get somebody in there to help you, but you're running this grocery store, checking customers in and out. And then on the side, it almost feels like, not even on the side, because I feel like that aspect of the gameplay where you're checking out customers, the whole grocery store is one thing. But then there is this whole other mystery going on, right? And discounting, okay? And you're there basically trying to figure out what the deal is. It feels like it's an RPG. It's not an RPG, but it definitely has the look and feel of an RPG. You're in this one little town and you get to know these characters that are in the town. There's a whole trade deal going on between, it's a little triangle you got going or a square that you got going on with some of the characters in the game. I enjoyed my time with it. It took me 30 hours to complete. It probably shouldn't have taken that long, but I really did get obsessed with trying to get more money and unlocking all of the possible food that I can from my grocery store and checking characters in or checking customers in and out. It was a good time. Highly recommend this to anyone that's into management games and like cozy games for sure. Shadow Labyrinth. Okay, I got to get back into this one. I haven't played a bunch of it. I've played like maybe an hour of it. But this is a Metroidvania. And the thing that kind of sets it apart from every other Metroidvania is the fact that it's like a sci-fi Metroidvania which it somehow implements gameplay of Pac-Man into it. And I think that's dope, The combat wasn't the best from what I remember from like the hour that I played of it. The combat felt a little off and the platforming felt a little floaty to me. But I definitely need to give it a fair shot and play more of it. But the fact that it's just so different, it's a Metroidvania with Pac-Man implemented in it is kind of awesome. And I definitely wanted to show support for that. And I got to get back to it to see how it all plays out. Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar. I ended up getting the Nintendo Switch 2 version, and I'm so glad that I went ahead and purchased this because this really is a good time. So I initially started playing this when the game was released at the end of last month in August. And during my stream, when I streamed it, I did talk about how I've enjoyed not several. The Harvest Moon games that I have played in the past. I really did enjoy those games, but I feel like once it kind of rolled over into Story of Seasons, I feel like some of the magic was lost. Story of Seasons, I don't know, felt a little soulless. Some of them have felt soulless to me. I've never really stuck with them. But I'm sticking with Grand Bazaar because Grand Bazaar is such a good time. This is a remake, I believe, of the Nintendo DS version, which is wild and crazy to think about. But essentially, the whole hook of this game, or the whole gameplay loop is you going around and doing all the Harvest Moon things that you usually do. You know what I'm saying? You're foraging, you're building those relationships, you're going to the cafe and eating, so you can learn how to so you can learn a recipe that you can cook. And your whole goal is to kind of like accumulate things so that when Saturday comes, you can sell stuff at the Grand Bazaar, right? And it's just really a good time. It really is. I enjoy the gameplay loop. It's super cozy, super chill, and I honestly can't wait to play more. Haven't been streaming as much lately, but when I get back into it, which will be like this week, we're going to play some more Grand Bazaar. We're going to spend some more hours with Grand Bazaar and kind of get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's a fun time. Honestly, it is. I never played the original game on the DS, and I have I don't feel like I need to, because this is honestly all that I need. I do have 3 more games left, guys, for the Nintendo Switch. I haven't had a chance to play them yet, but I just wanted to share them with you, right? So this finally came out. It's Slay the Princess. It's the pristine cut. I've been waiting for this game to come out, and it came out in the perfect time. I feel like it came out sometime in August. I picked it up. I had this pre-ordered for, it feels like a year, right? Or even more. But this is the perfect game for me to play like before I go to bed during spooky season. It is like a choose your own adventure like psychological horror type of game, I believe. I was going to play it on the Steam Deck, but once I saw that there was a physical version out for it, or it was coming out, right? Again, I've had it on pre-order on Amazon for the longest time. I held off on it. So yeah, I'm excited to play this. It looks great. It's all black and white, lots of reading. Totally my jam. Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. I picked this up super randomly while on stream one day. I think it was back in July, maybe the beginning of August. We were talking about like cozy games that we enjoy, and homegirl on there, HT4, she said that she has really enjoyed Chef Life, restaurant simulator. And I'm all about simulators now, right? I dig a good sim. She said this is one of the best. Haven't had a chance to play it, but it's definitely giving, restaurant simulator vibes, right? Mixed in with the little diner dash, right? So like you're making pizza, you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do on top of managing, a restaurant. And I think that's dope. So I'm excited to try this out on the Switch and see how it plays. Last up here, last Switch game is a pre-order copy that I had pre-ordered on Amazon back when it was initially released, like after a Nintendo Direct. It's the new AI the Somnium Files game. It's No Sleep for Konami Date. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. As you guys can see, it's still sealed up. But I need to play the second game before I get around to this. The first game was phenomenal. Love the first game. Got to play the sequel, Nirvana Initiative, I believe. I don't even know if it's a sequel, but the next game in the series. And then I'll get around to this one. Haven't really heard anyone talking about it. So if you've played this game, let me know what you think. So that's it, guys. Those are all the games that I picked up throughout July and August. Summer's over, and my favorite time of the year is quickly approaching. Guys, let me know if you've played any of the games that I just shared with you, or just let me know, what games you've picked up recently. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time. Peace.